Hello everyone. As part of learning Big Data Hadoop and Spark, today we will be talking about implementing custom writable. What exactly is a writable class? It takes care of serialization and deserialization of objects, and at the same time, how do I take input? Say for example, we are working with primitive data types, say integer. In Hadoop, everything will be treated as an object. So, how the primitive integer will be converted into an object? In Hadoop, it is int writable. So, an int should be converted into int writable during input operation. At the same time, how do we give the output in the form of int writable? So, all these things are taken care by built-in writable classes, built-in writable objects are there. Most of the time all the applications we write are done using the built-in writables. If at all we want to have our own custom writable, we can definitely do that. So, I will explain the process of implementing a custom writable if our application is demanding custom writables. So, what are the steps for implementing a custom writable? First, we need to implement the writable interface, and we need to go for overriding the write method, and we need to add a read fields method, and also we need to give a default constructor. These are the steps involved in implementing a custom writable. I will take an example and show how writable is written for this particular data set. This is a smaller data set. Still, let me explain what exactly are the fields of this data set. The first one is serial number, next one name of a family member, next integer is age of the family member, the last integer is family ID to which they belong to. ID is nothing but, suppose all these people have ID 1, so they belong to one family, and all the people who have 2, they belong to one family, and so on, right. So, this is a data set with 20 records. I will want to generate the list of all family members and what is the total age corresponding to that particular family. Say for example, I want to find out what is the total age of family 1. What will be the data total age of this family? 35 plus 32 67, 67 plus 3 70. That is my application, right. And I am not happy with the built-in writables, say for example, and I want to build my own writable. So, for that we will show with this example. First, whatever packages are needed, we are importing all the packages corresponding to Java and Hadoop data, and I am writing public class family writable implements writable interface. So, this is the first requirement of implementing custom writable. Create a custom writable, the class should be implementing writable interface. So, I have written the first statement public class family writable. There is no built-in writable class with this name. Because I am dealing with family data set and I do not want to use the built-in writable classes, I want to implement my own custom writable called family writable class. I am using the class name as family writable implements writable. The first requirement of custom writable implementation is satisfied here. So, in this, if you see, the built-in writables are used here: private int writable family ID. So, family ID belongs to int object, we are using int writable. Similarly, total age int writable. List of family members, because we are trying to store name, it is list of a text data item. Then we are writing the default constructor. This is one more requirement of implementing custom writable. We need to give the default constructor. So, I have written the default constructor family writable, wherein we are initializing what is the family ID, and family members list is initialized to null, and total age is also initialized to 0, because these two are integer data type, we are initializing them to 0. Then we need to write so many methods. So, try to see this one. We are trying to write the write method, which is likely to throw an IO exception. Why we are throwing an IO exception? When I don't have any data, when I am unable to access the output device or I am unable to access a file to write, we are likely to throw an IO exception. So, family ID dot write data output, whatever data output wherever you are writing, you are trying to write onto it. Similarly, total age is to be written, data output dot write integer family members list size, you are trying to write it, and you are trying to find out how many members are there in that, you are trying to list out all the members of that based on the index value. Then we need to write how do I read the data items. First one, I want to get the total age. Similarly, set the total age. The get and set methods, get family ID, set family ID. Similarly, you need to give get family members list, set family members list. Then one more requirement of custom writable is you need to write a read fields method. So, we are trying to read the data from the input object. It could be from the user or it could be from the data set or the file. So, likely to throw an IO exception. Family ID dot read fields of data input and total age dot read fields of data input. You are trying to read the family ID, the total age, and you are also trying to read the size of the family members. For every family, what is the size, how many members are there, and you are trying to initialize a list, try to put in the index what are the family members that are there, you are trying to add them. Similarly, family writable, public family writable, this is the constructor with parameters apart from default constructor. So, family ID is set, members are also set, and you are trying to add a family member. Whenever you are adding a family member, you are also trying to add their age to the existing total age of that particular family. See, this is not a fixed implementation that I have to write like this. I just took an example. Whenever the family members are there, when a new family member is added, the total age of that particular family should be calculated and kept aside. Just a simple example. Similarly, you are trying to add the total age, you are trying to find out this dot total age, you are trying to set it. Similarly, toString method, whenever any object is to be displayed other than strings which are directly displayed, we are trying to work with toString method, wherein you can try to give how you want to display the method and sorting can also take place. So, this is just one example, how do we implement the custom writable. Thank you.